Oi, gente, tudo bem? Hoje eu tô aqui com um amigo e um grande artista, um ex-colega também do estúdio onde eu trabalhei, na Salambo. E ele, recentemente, ele trabalhou no filme do Bob Esponja, o filme que acabou de sair, já está disponível para vocês assistirem. E hoje ele está trabalhando em outra empresa de animação. Então, Kevin, tudo bem?
Tudo bem? Tudo bem.
Cool.
Yay!
So let's start with the first question here. How did you start to be interested in art, and what was your biggest reference and inspirations?
I started when I was really, really young, but I wasn't into it like seriously. Mostly was I was drawing animals when I was a little kid, and after that, when I went to high school and a bit older than that, maybe 12 to 16, 17, I was doing like manga stuff, anime, like out of proportion, big eyes, and the all that stuff, Naruto style, and so yeah. And I didn't discover the environment design and stuff before I quit school. So when I was at school, I was learning 3D animation.
Mm-hmm.
And by myself, I tried to learn what was matte painting and 2D environment and stuff like that. So I started taking courses. So my inspiration at first, the first guy that I noticed online when I searched for matte paintings and concept was Dylan Cole. I don't know if you didn't know Dylan Cole. I took classes with him.
Oh, cool.
Not directly, but like he was selling his courses, so it would feel less like just by myself, I guess. And the other guy is Noah Bradley. I don't know if you know Noah Bradley. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I like his environments. I took a lot of because he's doing only paint, but Noah Bradley was like he's just a really good painter and has a lot of interesting books.
So you started watching anime, and so you wanted to go to the school to study art. So you studied 3D, you said?
Yeah, I thought I wanted to do 3D because I love the video games, but for some reason it didn't. Like I did all my courses, and at the end I didn't have a folio for 3D or animation. I started painting, and it wasn't nice. It wasn't good. But yeah, I just really wanted to do that, and actually it took 3 years after school before I found a job, because since I didn't have any experience, yeah, it took a lot. I was like a waiter for 3 years, and then I got my first job at NPC in Montreal, because I'm from Quebec City. So I moved and I learned a lot, and since then I've never had a break. I'm always working now.
Oh, that's really interesting, because in Brazil we are like, oh, that would be so easy for people in other countries, Canada and United States. They go out of school and have a lot of jobs, so it's not that easy, right?
Yeah, in Quebec it's really, really hard. You have to really
go search for jobs and do your portfolio.
I've had a lot of a negative response, and yeah, it took a lot of time. But yeah, you have to believe, and you have to put the work in it. If you don't, but well, yeah, that's because you improve when you work a lot. So if you keep drawing, it's just gonna get better. It can't be worse. So it's like in everything. If you play hockey, just one game, you're gonna be super sloppy. But if you're playing all the time, you're gonna be a good player. I don't know. It's just yeah. I just put the effort.
Totally. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, me too. I work at waitress for 3 years. But
oh, really?
Yes. Here in Montreal, working at Brazilian and Portuguese restaurants. So,
okay, awesome. I didn't know that.
It was good to learn to be less shy, because that one of my biggest problems. But I think everything we do in life, it can bring a good experience.
Yeah. Yeah, because as you say, as a waiter, you have to sell what the people are eating. So you have to, learn how to talk to people. So I think it's like the same. You can have the same thing in art too. Like if you believe in your art, if you believe in what you do, people are gonna like it. If you're like always, because we know it's a complicated life to be an artist. Like you're always like thinking bad stuff about yourself. You're not always sure, and you're dragging yourself down sometimes. But
yes.
in general, like when you love what you're doing, I think people can see it in your art. Yeah.
Learn to be more confident and start to sell yourself better.
Yeah, you're right.
So the next question is, what is the most important thing that you learned that helped you in your career?
Good question. I think discipline, to be honest. It's just whenever, like, you just have to put it in your schedule, even if you don't want to, because you have to keep doing what you're doing. And especially in art, like I know like it can apply everywhere, but in art you always have to improve yourself. You can't just be like drawing the same thing over and over again. You have to learn new techniques. So yeah, I think it would be like to never think that you're good enough. You always have to push yourself. That's what I would that's what I would say. Yeah, because you can see that when you check the old work that you've done. I never delete what I do because I want to improve, and I want to see like back and forth what I was doing before. And yeah, it helps a lot to it helps a lot. Like you see, you go back in 2009 and I'm like, damn. What was that? Yeah. So yeah, it's a good thing.
And it's good that you try. You have a different styles. You have like one more like it's more painterly, and other more like photo bashing. Like it's good to try new things. And so I imagine in the places that you work, you have to be more versatile.
Versatile, yeah.
Versatile, like do what the production is asking to. So you started with movies, right? No, I don't know.
Yeah, I started with movies. I started the first job that I got was on X-Men Apocalypse.
Cool.
So I was like super junior, and I mostly didn't know what I was doing, but it turned out to be fine, I guess. It was more of a 3D generalist, because I had to do some 3D models and textures, and I wasn't only doing matte painting, but I was going through that direction. So yeah, it's good to know softwares in general. When you know a software, the company is gonna just love it in case that it can be useful at any time during the show, or if it's in the pipeline. It's mostly useful, yeah. So I started doing that with with photos more, because in the movies, it's a real set, so you have to you can't just paint over with just brushes and colors. So you have to get the right images, and then you have to level it, like the right color, the right values, and so it's really, really more technical. And I think it's good for the eye, because you can learn a lot from the black and gray, the values, the exposure in the image, the RGB, if there's too much blue in this image, and vice versa. So yeah, I love that I started doing more technical stuff.
And it was similar to what you were doing in the Zarbi and the Salambo. We do there we go. We do like a photo bashing, but it's like a mixture of like a more cartoon and I don't know. Can you explain a little? Please.
It was different because we can probably I can probably show you some stuff on the share screen while we
Yeah, I would like to see.
Zarbi was what was nice about that show is that you could push the limits of the images and the colors in it, and that's what I liked about the show. I'm just gonna share a screen. It was just like photos, and we had to, like, there's no real yellow rim lights like that in real life, so we could do some paint overs, and we have to integrate, like, it's mostly just perspective and assemble images, and then we would put the colors in it. There were some parts that were this episode was really fun, that you had to do like a more video game style. So that was a cool experience. You had to put the layers because in order to let the character swim through
your colors are so beautiful. It's amazing. I learned it so much because this is my first experience in production in a studio, and one of the best things is to be around people like you that have so much experience, and it's amazing.
Thank you. I mean, it's good for me too, like having when you're around artists in general. Like, I love watching your watercolors, and like every time-lapse videos that you do, I watch it and I'm just like mesmerizing I'm just, yeah, it's really good and beautiful.
That's one of the best things of being around other artists.
Yeah, you grow from them. That's what I like. So we mostly do like one establishing shot, and then we would have to paint it at night too, because there was episodes that night. So that was pretty much it for Zarbi Animations. Was that kind of a style? Yeah.
That's cool. And it was a little like I mean, like, I watched it yesterday, the Bob Esponja movie. It's really, really cool. It's on the Amazon Prime, I guess. And when I saw the episode of the video game that you show, like the colors, I think it makes me think about it a little of Bob Esponja, no?
The shot on SpongeBob that we had to do at the end was like
it's like, so cool. Atlantic City.
Yeah, Atlantic City. So we basically have to do. So I wasn't just only doing like pure color, pure Photoshop. We had to do like the technical side of the work, and basically my work here was we split. There was many artists that work on it, but mainly two artists were doing the buildings on this. Was Pierre and I, Pierre, another amazing artist, Pierre Blanchon, a really good character designer, and he's just doing beautiful colors. I'll have to show you later. So here I basically painted all of this side of the town, and so yeah, we had to integrate the drawings, but because it wasn't 3D models, it was like pure drawing, so we would have to go get some textures to make it more crisp, I guess.
Okay, I thought it was all based on the 3D models.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, we had a base for the projection. As a matte painter, you have to project the stuff that you paint, and the camera in this shot in particular, it was just like a small zoom in like this, so it wasn't too complicated. So yeah, that was the kind of stuff that I had to do on SpongeBob. It's a show that was really painterly.
Like I watched it yesterday. It's very experimental. They have like a Keanu Reeves, and they have like real actors. It's really cool.
It was from Paramount Pictures, so we had the client in Los Angeles, and was a lot of back and forth with the concept artist from Los Angeles too, that we had to have as a reference. Yeah, it was
a really big team, right? Like a Paramount Animation, Micros, and
and my boss, my lead at Micros was really she was really nice, because she would ask for us to do some color keys, so we would send to the director directly some color keys, some exploration. We did some concept art to propose some stuff. So yeah, that was really a really nice show to work on. It's so colorful. You can. That's what I say to people. Like, you can get mad going to work when there's a SpongeBob in the front of.
Can you tell us about the pipeline? How so you received like a storyboard or something? It was a little like XRB, like you received like a board and you work on it.
Yeah. So let's say that for some buildings that we had to paint, there are some concept artists that were based in Los Angeles that were working directly with the director. So they had stuff for us. So whenever we started a shot, most of the time we had the concept art first, and we had to reproject that and do it in a cleaner version, I could say.
Okay.
But yeah, it depends. Like, the color key I received was just an image that the director just drew like really quickly. We want these kind of colors, and I had some direction to follow. And when you receive the color key, you have a bunch of references that the director have in a folder or something, and you have to respect what he wants. It was fun to do because you show your stuff to the director of Paramount Picture, and he likes it, and it's just okay, cool. It's nice.
Cool.
So when we had more time, we were doing some concept, and it was a cool thing to explore. I was doing like structures for the Poseidon's hotel. And
nice.
Did like some.
Do you want to talk about the studio that you were working?
Yeah, right now I'm doing I'm a 2D artist / matte painter at Médusard. Basically working on a TV show directed by Zack Snyder. It's like a zombie TV show, and it's based on Army of the Dead. And I can't tell more things about it because I'm working on it and I have a contract. But like, that thing is announced, so I'm legally able to say that I'm working on a zombie TV show, and the people there are really nice and talented too. That's why it's nice to keep changing work in our domain, because you can always like meet new artists, and they have stuff to teach you. They have I'm learning a new software right now, and yeah, it's really cool.
It's great that you don't stop. You are always like working new projects. It's very exciting to see your career, how it develops. You try new things. So you draw a lot in your free time too, right?
Yes.
You were the guy that implanted the Sketch Tuesday in Salambo, and it's still working really good.
It's still working. Amazing. I think it's important. I see, by the way, your drawings on the Salambo Facebook page. It's really cool that you guys keep doing that. I think it's good because you challenge yourself. You have a limited time, and sometimes when you really like your drawing, you can just keep it and work on it later if you want. So yeah, I'm working a lot on my folio right now, because there's a thing with me that I have to work on. No one's perfect. I have difficulties doing architecture and like structures with like cities and buildings, and not that I have difficulties doing perspective stuff. It's just when you're in your element and you let your pen go, I just do like mountains, clouds, and trees, because I'm used to it.
You like the nature.
Yeah, I love everything that is organic, and I love the that's what I'm trying to work right now, to do more building and structures. So
it's a very good practice to be like always in the free time drawing and posting Instagram, and even if you don't post, it's good to keep practicing if you are very, very passionate and you want to keep in this career, right?
Yeah, and I think that as a tip that I would give to like people that are starting is that finding your style, it can take really long, but you have to get an environment or character and just push that, because if you're doing everything at the same time and you're starting, it's gonna be, I think personally, it's gonna be more difficult than just like focusing on one thing. And if you really want to learn the other thing, like take courses and later if you want to progress in that.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And like my personal projects right now are basically a little mage. Like just for an example, that I'm working on a character, but I'm not as used as an environment, so it takes a bit more time. I'm just trying to show screen.
Cool.
My little mage. So it's just like, I'm painting roughly like the shape of his body, but the style is not finished. I don't know, like that's my main character he's always like from the back, but I'm exploring him with a cape, without a cape. I'm gonna do some emotions, but he's mostly always like in big environments. I love doing focus and defocus on foreground, and to see that he's always in a big world.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's great that you keep consistent, like this story with this character in your Instagram.
Yeah, I have a story in mind, and I write down my ideas and my the world that he lives in and what he's supposed to do. He's on a quest for something, and I'm explaining it through the drawings. It's a long-term story. It takes a lot of time, and I'm finished with the Mushroom Kingdom, I can say, the desert, and now I'm painting right now. I can show you. I'm painting the castle. It's like a sand castle in a desert.
Wow.
That he has to go in.
It's gorgeous.
Okay, thanks. So I'm working on the castle right now, and I'm just mixing a lot of colors, and he has to go there for some reasons that I'm gonna explain in my posts. Colors, and since SpongeBob, I put like I have a lot of color, not experience, but it's just that I love playing with colors and push my limits because of that show.
Yeah,
I really enjoy it, so
I imagine that you must have like changed your style, your personal style a little because of the experience that you had, right?
Yeah, I pushed and like there are some of my friends that told me that noticed just only in 1 year that I've painting. That's what I love about art, is that you always grow from it. The more you work, and it's gonna change. So that's why I keep all my old work. Like this is from just only a year ago, but you can see the difference in the colors, and not that it's bad, but it's just I can see with my eyes that there are some stuff that is not working.
Evolved. Yeah. I can see, like in my experience, I learned so much with the Zappi. It changed my style a lot. My personal style too.
Even if it's a different style than yours, Zarbi like has technical stuff, and like you set your mind to do something that's gonna work for other stuff after. Yeah. I agree. So yeah, for example, I would just say like the painting is more rough, I guess. I would say it's just like my ideas weren't so clear on what I'm supposed to do, and the value is like really dark in the front. And it's just like a year before, and I'm just it's not to show like in between, but yeah, it's just when I go back, sometimes I go back to my old work and I just notice what works and what doesn't work, and I try to not do the same errors in my new paintings. But sometimes like you want to go back to your old drawings and repaint them.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. You really want to do that, but I don't know. Sometimes it's just better to leave it there and just start a new one. And so yeah.
That's true. And in the end, the experience that you had in the other drawing will be in the new one. I think that's it. I think we are good now. Do you want to give another advice, or Do you want to give an advice to people that
Another
want
advice:
to...
never stop.
Never stop. Woohoo.
Yeah, I mean,
Keep
like,
believing.
if you really keep believing, like it depends on like the goals that you want and the companies that you want to reach for. Like, let's say a young artist wants to work at Ubisoft for example. Well, start doing realistic paintings for castles, and for like Assassin's Creed, for example. If you want to work on a cartoony like indie game, paint some environments and some 2D side scroll environments. And so yeah, I would just say, like, work on your folio for what you want to work for, who you want to work for.
Yeah.
And it's normal to have white blank space. Like, sometimes you want to work and you want to paint and nothing works that day. Just go do something else and it's going to work the next day. That would be my advice.
Yeah, it happens a lot with me. With everybody.
But that's it. My God.
That's it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was great. It was really, really nice to know your career, your story, and I learned so much with you today.
Thank you for inviting me. I really like it, actually, and it's been a long time since I've seen you, so it's good to catch up to. Yeah, thank you.